Hello everybody, welcome to This Day. It is Saturday, October 14th. I'm Michael Taylor and I'm here at the desk. That's how you know it's Saturday, and we're going to have a great show for you. We have author Barbara Wolk, whose book is called Mother in Name Only, and that is a terrific conversation she had with Bobby Higgins, and so we're going to show that one to you. And then I get to talk to the folks from Reform Temple, Beverly Generu and Lynn Rosenstein. We're talking about some events they have coming up and a bereavement event that they're starting at their very first meeting on that one coming up as well, so you'll want to stay tuned for that. And we've got some information for you. Stay informed. We want you to stay informed. Pat Boone in concert. You need to email thisdaymorningshow@gmail and pick up those tickets for the October 21st 8 p.m. show. Let's take a look outside at our weather for this lovely weekend. It's going to be a warm one, so make sure you have plenty of water, stay out of the sun, all the important stuff. Run that air conditioning in the house if you want to. It's going to get up to 82 degrees, 58 overnight. Let's take a look at our sunrise and our sunset image. And this is a cute one from Amy Cullen and her dog, Pixie. Look at that. You know she dressed up the dog for that shot. It was picture day at the Cullen household. Our sunrise was 6:45 this morning. Sunset was 6:20. And you can send us your pictures of your dog, your cat, your bird, your pet squirrel, whatever you might have, and we will put it on the show for you. Send us your pics, and you can do that at Laguna Woods Village TV at gmail.com. And make sure you put your name on there, name of your dog or your pet, your cat, whatever it might be as well, where you took the picture, and make sure it's horizontal so we can make it fit on the screen just that much better. Stay with us.
Do you have cavities, broken or missing teeth, tooth pain, or other dental problems? These issues can create more problems than you think, including affecting your overall health. Don't wait until it's too late. Contact Loberg Dental today, and your first exam and set of x-rays is free without insurance. It's a great way for you to experience our high-quality level of patient care while saving money too. Visit drloberg.com to schedule your free exam and x-rays today.
Welcome back to This Day. Joining me now is survivor and author Diana Kingsley, aka Barbara Wolk. So nice to see you again. I tell you, you definitely knew what you were doing when I ran into you in the office, and then you gave me a copy of your book. So that was very sweet of you to give me a copy of your book, and although it was heartbreaking, I was really loved to read your book.
Thank you so very much. You know, you are the MC of the show, and when I saw you, I just wanted to share my book because I have a very strong bandstand platform about it, which I want to circulate as well as I can. But such a beautiful MC who I really don't know from Long Beach, California, to read my book and compliment me on TV, because we know we're on TV, is awesome, and overwhelming, and so complimentary. Thank you for having me here today.
Yes, absolutely. I love your passion. Did you ever think you would one day be a published author?
No, I certainly didn't plan to. My mother brought me up to everyone grows up and gets married and lives happily ever after, which of course is not reality. And when I got divorced, I fell back on my education and training to be a teacher, and so I taught at various colleges and universities, New York and New Jersey, and finally got appointed to the front lines, New York City school system in one of New York City's finest, South Bronx.
Wow. You had said in your book that it was your dad who really made it a priority for you to make sure you got your education, especially because you did get married very young, correct?
Yes, well, I thought I was an old maid. I was 23 going on 80. He was very forceful and insisted, even though I got married, I needed one more course to get my master's degree, that I finish it, that I have something to fall back on. And I am so very grateful, because I the day arrived where I was left with an eviction notice in my hand and no family, no money, no work experience, or only my credentials with the master's degree from NYU in education, so that I eventually, after waiting 5 years, was able to get appointed to the South Bronx.
And, you know, in your story here, some traumatic things that had happened in your life, and these led, you know, to the things, you know, I can't imagine, we don't want to talk about like the whole story of the book, 'cause we want people to read the book, but one of the things, you know, having your children ripped from you, not being able to raise your children, I just can't even imagine how traumatic and all that was to have gone through. Was this book, I'm sure, it was cathartic for you to have write this book?
It was an absolute necessity. It was an extension of my life that when I just couldn't hold it in anymore, as I was about to retire, the words came pouring out like poison and terrible toxins from my pores. I had to write the book. There was no choice, no decision. It just had to be. But then I had to hold back from publishing it for 20 years because I was advised by a literary attorney that, hey, if you publish this book, your ex-husband, this wonderful attorney from Cornell and Cornell Law School, can sue you for every penny of your pension if he can even identify that you mentioned a beauty mark on your forearm. And so
you were silenced. So you were still relatively young when you wrote the book.
Right, today they call that a gag order.
Wow.
Right, I was silenced, and then the day that I heard that he left this earth, I was on it. I ran out, I got an editor, and I had known who I wanted to publish my book for those 20 years, Penelope Love of Citrine Publishing, and started it in action and wrote the very last chapter of my book right here in Laguna Woods Village in the Towers. And here it is. Can I show it?
Yes, absolutely.
I love my cover because I designed it myself. And you can see there is a heart, but it's broken. It's shattered. And that's why this book is entitled Mother in Name Only.
Very appropriate name. And this...
I just want to interject one more thing. So rather than just a sad story, because we all have a story that we can tell, we all have a story that may have happened 20, 30, 40, 50, or like me, even 60 years ago, that we just can't forget because it was so traumatic that no matter what we do, we can't erase it. And so, I have a dream, and I will make it happen, to start a foundation that will help any woman or man who, in any country, of any language, to learn that they must find their voice and use their voice to report any verbal or physical abuse to a good friend, a family member, or even the police, so that there is a witness, so they may catch the culprit and make him accountable. And that's my dream, not just of being a teacher, but of teaching anyone who needs help about how to take care of themselves, stand on their own 2 feet, and not allow anyone in any way to abuse them.
Is this your biggest regret, the fact that you didn't have a voice back then?
Well,
and that
I
it would be hard
it's my biggest regret is who I married. I didn't marry the right person, and I really was and still am an incurable romantic. I truly believe in love. I truly know that there is a right person for you, many right people, but the challenge is to meet them. And so I believe in love, and I didn't marry the right person. In those days, there was very little knowing who the person was or what to even look for, because when you're young, you don't know very much. You're really almost illiterate in emotional life. So that's my greatest. The second one is this, that, and the other thing. I have, yeah, regrets, but I also am more than grateful to have celebrated my 84th birthday Sunday, and I celebrated with such joy and support and happiness that all the regrets disappeared.
Well, definitely the silver lining is all the awards now that are coming from writing this book and finally being able to get it published. And you have book talks coming up.
This morning, as I was leaving the house, I checked my new mail and I got the newest flyer from our wonderful Florence Sylvester Senior Center right here in Laguna Hills. We're going to have a book talk and signing this month on Wednesday, October 25th, from 1 to 2 in the afternoon, and the wonderful director, Ami, put together this fabulous flyer. Just got it on my way out of the house this morning, and I'd love to share it with all of you.
That's wonderful,
And
yeah.
I hope you show up, because there's going to be a raffle with a free book, and guess what? I not only have this book, I have a brand new book cover coming out, because just last week I won the New York City Big Book First Prize winner, Women's Fiction.
Wow.
And I have a gold seal coming out, and my publisher is sending me those books just intended, earmarked for this book talk at the Senior Center, yes.
Congratulations, that is very exciting news.
And what also is important is to know that part of my vendetta is the fact that last year in New York, there was a law passed called the Adult Survivor Act. Anyone, male or female, going back for as long as you can imagine, there's no limitation. It used to be something like 3 years. I go back 60 years in making the culprit who raped me accountable, only because of this act. And this act is over in November of this year, November 24th. So let me just say, for anyone out there who has some trauma, please look into it before it's too late. After November 24th, you won't be able to do that. It'll only be within a 3-year limitation. And by the way, that's the same law that our friend Donald Trump was sued for and has to pay $5 million to Miss Elliott. I believe that's her name. We all know about that case.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a very important act. And California, by the way, is following suit with their laws. So we have to stand up for our rights.
Well, thank you so much for coming on and telling us this today. And obviously, even though there's so much tragedy, there's been a silver lining that has come out of this. And I wish you much success in healing.
Well, thank you. And it isn't just for me individually. No, 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 no. It's for the universe. It's for everyone in any country, even the women who are now in Israel being traumatized, victimized, and abused, for the men, for the fact that these things do exist, and in reality, we have to stand up united and try to make the people who are barbarians from the Middle Ages accountable. That's the biggest lesson that's going on right now in every country all over the world. I'm just a tiny microcosm of the, thank you.
Well, and it's, you never know how one little ripple can be effective. So, thank you. Thank you. So nice to talk with you.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
If you would like to read Diana's book, Mother in Name Only, you can always purchase a copy, or there's a copy at the Village Library in the Village Authors section of the Reading Room area. Stay with us. We'll have more of This Day right after this.
O'Connor Mortuary has been healing hearts, inspiring trust, and comforting souls since 1898. As one of the oldest family-owned and operated mortuaries in California, we are proud to be a long-standing pillar in the community. Our unwavering commitment to providing support in a time of need is what sets us apart and allows us to build strong bonds with each family we serve. Thank you for choosing us for 125 years.
From the Reformed Temple, we want to welcome Beverly Generou and Lynn Rosenstein to our program. Thanks for joining us once again via Zoom this time around.
Hi, Michael. Nice to see you again.
Hi, Michael. Thank you.
Lynn, let's start off with you. There's a big fundraiser coming up we want to talk about.
Yes, it's called Death by Chocolate. And we have scores of temple members who are making chocolate desserts. And we'll have a few for people who don't like chocolate. I don't know those folks,
who are
but I
they?
understand there are some. And it's on Wednesday evening, November the 8th. It's in Clubhouse 1. The first flyer that went out had the wrong clubhouse, but we have new flyers in the racks, and it's in Clubhouse 1 at 7 o'clock. It costs $20 for temple members and $25 for non-members, and that includes all the chocolate desserts you can put away. And we're having entertainment with this. The Cali Rays, who are a singing group that many people in the village are familiar with. And when people hear them, they get up and dance and they sing with them. They're really a good group. We're also going to have an opportunity drawing. We have lots of gift certificates that have been donated by the members of the temple. And how it will work was people can buy tickets and put the tickets in a bag for each of the gift cards they want, and then we'll have a drawing. To make reservations, people can make out their check to the Reformed Temple and send it to Carol Sandusky at 3513 Bahia Blanca, Unit A. And it's open for everybody in the village and their guests.
Well, terrific. You can dance with the chocolate when the music comes on. Hopefully there's the gifts, the prizes are going to be C's candy, so we get more chocolate afterwards. It sounds like a great event. I want to talk a little bit about
what a way to go.
That's how we do it here. So it sounds like a great event. We'll recap that at the end of the interview, but I want to jump into each Monday of the month. You guys do something that's very great, and it's a bereavement group that you guys have. And that's important, especially for an older community like we have here, that people are going through real grief a lot of the times, right?
Well, we all go through grief during our lifetime, and it's a difficult time. It's a little easier when you do it with others, when there's the support and comfort that you can get from other people. We hold that the first Monday of each month, and it follows the traditions of Judaism. The group is designed for those who have undergone a loss of a loved one and are going through the grieving process. And you can contact Rachel Foreman if you plan to attend this group. And then on October 17th, we have a bus trip planned to the Segerstrom to see the award-winning Ain't Too Proud. And it's the story of the Temptations. And unfortunately, fortunately or unfortunately, that's been sold out. But it just shows we do a lot of fun activities. Our temple's extremely active.
Yeah, it's
The next
terrific.
meeting
Sounds
of our,
well. Yeah, we just want to get back real quick. That's going to be a terrific show, and too bad it's sold out for folks who might be still interested in it. But I'm sure they'll come around again. On the bereavement, I just want to kind of touch on that real quick because I think it's so important for people to understand that you shouldn't go through this kind of thing alone. And I think people have to understand they have to go through the grieving process, and if they don't, it comes out in kind of unhealthy ways. So I really like, appreciate that. Have you either of you ever kind of gone to that bereavement group, or have you been part of it and seen kind of the things that
this
come
is
out
a
of it?
new, this is a new group, and it's only been going on for a couple of months now. It's There are other grieving groups around, but this one is done from a Jewish perspective, which is a little different. And it's a lay-led group. And you're so right. It's really important. There's a lot of people here who don't have family members close by. And it really helps to have a group who is going through the same thing that you're going through, who can help you cope with the problems of grieving, because you can't go around grief. You have to go through the process.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And you are so right. It also comes out in most unexpected times, in most unexpected ways. So we offer this group hoping that people will take advantage of it.
Absolutely. So we got a book club thing coming up. I know I interrupted a little bit, but you got the meeting of the book club is on Tuesday, October 17th at 10 a.m.
That's correct. That's correct. It's 10 a.m. and they're going to be discussing the novel Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmas. And it's a novel about women's lives, careers, and struggle for empowerment in the late 50s and early 60s. And some places it's still going on, a lot of places. It follows the story of a chemist who's forced to become a television chef when she finds herself a young single mother. I read this book and it's absolutely a page turner. It's really fabulous. If you're interested in attending this, and all members are welcome to join the discussion, please contact Harriet Schwartz.
Sounds good. You guys also have a buy
Also,
only
Rich,
thing coming up on October 20th. That's going to be coming up for new members of the.
That's true. That's true. We welcome 73 new members since January, and it's by invitation only. There's going to be a wine and cheese event to welcome them. The rabbi and the board will be there to meet and greet them. And afterwards, they are going to be honored at our Friday evening service.
May I add something to that, Beverly? 73 new members is a lot in 1 year. And to honor these people when they come to services, we're giving them each a set of Shabbat candles because they bring added light to our congregation.
That's
very true.
Fantastic. October 27th, I'm just going to go through. You guys got some great stuff coming up. I want to make sure we get to everything. October 27th, the Temple's going to sponsor a meditation and spiritual practice. Tell me about that.
That's true. That's true. That's led by Rabbi Kavod Weider, and it'll take place in Clubhouse 3, Dining Room 2 at 1 p.m. And it's including meditation and teachings from the Jewish mystical tradition on approaching life from a spiritual perspective. And for information, reservations on that, anyone interested should contact Eileen Garbutt. It's an hour-long session.
Mm-hmm. Have you guys practiced that at all? Have you ever done the kind of the meditation thing?
I tried. I think everybody's tried. It's easier for some than for others. It's similar to yoga. It's the same sort of concentration and meditation, and it's very healthy. It's healthy for your spirit and healthy for you psychologically.
And it also has roots in spiritualism and religion as well, too, in the Bible. So many of the prophets, there was meditative times where they did those things, right?
I believe so. Yes. Yes.
Okay. We got the November 8th.
I want to touch on our connections committee.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, that's our chocolate again. Our death by chocolate, the best way to go. We all have to go. Might as well go by chocolate. And Lynn has talked about that. We're hoping that a lot of people will. Well, there's tons of chocolate lovers in our community and every community, so we're hoping a lot of people will show up for that. Our connections committee is ongoing, and its purpose is to make phone calls to our temple members. We give resource information on the community our social department and other resource information and answer questions about the temple. But our purpose especially is to check on the well-being of our members, because so many people live alone, and it's important that that we make sure they're safe and they're okay,
Yeah, I know
and that they're not too.
that's a really important one too. Like we said, with even with the bereavement, we were saying that before, because there can be an isolation in not having family members, and maybe you're new to the community, you don't have the friends here. So it's so important to get those touch points to your members, right?
That's true. That's true. We've got to make sure that we're connected as a community.
Mhm.
And then everyone's welcome to attend our Shabbat services. They're every Friday night at 7:30 in Clubhouse 1. And the Jewish Community Foundation provides a handicap accessible bus transportation by Agewell on the first Friday service of each month. And the bus driver will actually come to their door and assist them. Reservations are required for this, and they should contact Lisa Bender at 949-200-7083 if they would like to make reservations for the bus. I want to please note also that current COVID vaccinations are mandatory, and due to the increasing infections in our community right here, we're asking people and encourage them, please, to wear masks at our services to protect yourself and to protect others, especially those who are most vulnerable.
Yeah, it's definitely important. It's definitely going around again, and we have such a vulnerable community. It's an important thing that we could just do that for the safety of ourselves and for others. Hey, before we let you go, you have such a great list of things going on in the temple. So many things at Reform Temple. Tell us a little bit how people can find out more information or get involved. What should they do?
Well, before I do that, I do want to mention, I don't want today to go by without mentioning that our community, the entire community, is praying for peace at this difficult time with what's going on recently.
Oh yes, yes.
It's a horrible thing. It's a loss of many, many lives, both in Israel and in Palestine. And we pray for peace in our community.
No, it's a beautiful way of things. And again, let's touch on how people can get more information about the Reform Temple.
Yes, if you'd like more information on any of the things that we've spoken about, any of our activities or events, please call our hotline or check our website, which can be accessed through the Laguna Woods Village website under clubs.
It's been wonderful.
Thank you,
Beverly and Lynn from Reform Temple, thank you very much for joining us on this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi there, I'm Bob Eubanks. Remember me? I'm the king of whoopee. And you're watching Village Television. But everybody does.
And welcome back. Before we go, I want to talk about our movie for Saturday. It is Space Cowboys. It's brought to us by Memorial Care. It's going to be 2 p.m. with the subtitles, 6 p.m. without the subtitles. That's going to do it for this edition of This Day. On Monday, Sterling Financial and Baby Boomers are going to be in, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And I'm Michael Taylor. For all of us here at Village Television, we hope you make this day a great one.